Hey guys, hey, long time no video. So sorry. Life has been crazy. Scrapbooking just hasn't fit into it lately, sadly. We're the lights at the end of the tunnel. We're getting there. But I wanted to do a quick update video on how things are panning out. I'm not done by any means getting kind of the scrapbook situation figured out in the new house, but just wanted to kind of show you where we're at in the process. We're still moving stuff from the old house. My scrapbook room kind of took more time because we just had to pause and like get the house ready to sell. We just showed the house with some of my scrapbook room kind of still there. But now we're kind of getting to the point where we think we have it sold and that we're going to be rushing to get everything out of there. So I think kind of have a game plan. I'm going to kind of show you where I'm at in the process. And of course, I'll update you once we're done. So after a few months of having two desks in our office, one for me and one for my husband works from home when he's not traveling. I had no desire to go in there. It was too tight. It was too scrunched. I only had enough room for one of my Calyx units. My husband and I were bumping chairs. We were bumping the printer. So, if we had the little floppy thing out. So it was just, I had no desire to scrapbook. And part of that is because I think just with the stresses of things, it was one thing I had to just say, if you're not motivated to do it, like you need to be okay with not doing it for a while. However, I need some creativity back in my life. So I'm kind of getting ready to kind of get that back going again, but I knew that being in that room wasn't going to work for me. So I'm just going to kind of show you kind of where things are at, where we have things stashed and stored away right now. Because of course I went from a really good sized large room to hardly any space at all. And so I just want to show you kind of what we're doing. Thankfully this house has pretty decent closets. It's an older house. It's built in 1890, but it has decent closets and that's helping me out a ton. So anyway, so this is our living room, and I just decided to do this today, and this will actually be just a better view here. I have two of these desks. I don't know if you're from my old scrapbook room too, where I had them facing like up against each other, facing each other. The other one is skinnier. I say the other one probably is maybe 2/3 of the height of this, not the height, but the width. And so, but right now my husband's stuff is on that because he nicely gave me the bigger one and he got the smaller one. But what we're going to do is when we get a chance, we're going to actually move that one in here. So this desk that kind of it's kind of behind our couch is going to be a little bit skinnier because we still have a lot of walking space. Our front door is right here. And we still have boxes everywhere. We still have good walking space, but it's just too tight for me. Because this is kind of where, people come in. This is where they're going to be coming in. And granted, we won't have this stuff here. We won't have these boxes here. But having this maybe be closer to like that right there will be way better. So that is eventually going to happen. And then this desk will go to my husband, which will be good for him because he kind of needed more space anyway, more flat space to work on anyway. And then I have two of these, a gray one and this one, and I'm like, I'll just use those and transport my scrapbook supplies to here. So this will be where I do most of my office work. My printer is a wireless printer. It will stay in the office so I can print larger photos. I do have my smaller printer there, but if I want to print large photos or if I'm doing office work, I can still print from in here. It's wireless, so that's great. But I can just bring in these roller carts to bring my scrapbook supplies in. As many of you know, if you've watched my channel before, that I work within kits anyway, so this totally is going to work for me. I don't need to have all my supplies at my fingertips because I usually work within small groupings of supplies anyway. So what I'll probably do eventually, like right now, this cart is all my Hawaii album that I was working on before we decided to move. So eventually this will be empty. And I think this will probably be my cart where I put all my basic supplies. And then this will either stay in here. And then my other roller cart will be when I can roll in and out with either kit supplies or whatever. I don't want this to be a super scrapbooky looking messy area. I want it to look clean, maybe just have only my computer, my printer, and this little lamp here because my kids may do homework here. Like I said, I want it to not take up so much space, so it'll be a skinnier desk at some point. But it'll be a nice place for the kids to come. They have desks in their room, but sometimes they need help, and it's really hard because their desks are underneath bed lofts, and so it's really hard to go in their room and help them. So we have to come out to the dining room, and that table has like slats, so there's like lines in it. It makes it really hard for them to do it. So this will be a really great place for the kids to sit and do their homework, especially when we need to help them with it. So that's kind of one part, okay? I'm gonna pause you here and go on to the next. Okay, so now we're in our very messy bedroom. But what I've done is I got a hold of a bunch of containers. You can see these. They were super inexpensive. They were 2 for $8. I'm going to pull one out here. Try not to make you guys too dizzy. I think they were like 2 for $8. And I got them at Walmart. And they fit perfectly underneath our bed. So what I did is I took a bunch of my tools and things that I just, my glitter, tools, washi tape, a bunch of the things that I have a bunch of something, and put them in the tubs and stuck them underneath the bed. So when I'm building a kit, I can come in here and say I want to get one punch to go in this kit or pick out some washi tape. So I can just come here and pull them out. I don't have them like in the middle. I have them just along the edges of each side. So sorry, part of my room is really messy, or our room. I can pull them out and grab my supplies. So just a solution that I found that, like I said, we were kind of forced with the space issue, and that was something that worked. Oh, there's a couple of them there that I need to fit underneath there. So stamps, those kinds of things, okay? Then, and this is going to be hard to see because there's no light in here. We have to get a light installed, but this closet is actually ginormous. It goes all the way back there. I have all my completed albums up above top here. I don't know if you can see those. And then I fit in my 2 teal calyx here. I did one vertical and I did one horizontal. And I'm going to just put all of as many scrapbook supplies in here as I can. And then this will be where I come to, grab my supplies and my kits. So I might organize it better when we get the rest of everything figured out, like where maybe my closet is where all my bagged up kits are and my loose supplies are in the office. I'll try to make it make sense because that's kind of how my brain works. I want to be able to know where to find something. Right now I'm just sticking stuff in here as we unpack it, and then I'll reorganize it all. But so this is one area with a bunch of my supplies, along with, again, underneath the bed. Sometimes, because we were able to fit all of our clothes in our dressers, and so I didn't really need all that space in that closet. So I'm like, hey, I'm gonna make it a scrapbooking space. Okay, so then these big tubs, now are my kitchen. Guys, I'm so tired of piles everywhere. I cannot wait just to have a house so I can actually walk in and not have to walk around piles. But these big tubs here are tubs that I am organizing all my themed supplies in. So if you remember from my last room share, I kept everything together by theme. So all my Christmas supplies, Christmas pictures, Christmas albums are all together. Christmas stamps, Christmas punches, winter punches, all my fall and Halloween stuff is together. So I know that if I'm looking for a specific themed punch, it's going to be in the tub with with that particular theme. It's not going to be in my punch section underneath my bed. And so I will have Christmas, fall and Halloween, vintage and heritage supplies. I'll have one with maybe school, all the other themes, like school, Easter, birthday, those kinds of things, travel. And then I have one for mini albums and projects. So these are going to stack up into a closet in the office because it's a really good sized closet. And again, we don't really need it for anything else. Let me turn the light on. So this was originally going to be the shared scrapbook room / office. Of course, it's a disaster because we just moved the desk out. The desk was actually here, and then I had all this stuff underneath it. And you can tell, by the time I had my chair, my husband's chair here, it just didn't work. But I'm going to keep my printer in here. I'm going to move this skinnier desk out to the living room, give him the bigger one. And then what I'm going to do is I have one calyx unit here. Can't back up very far here. is I'm going to be able to fit now a whole other one right here. So, sorry guys, I have so much stuff piled up I can't really show very well. Let me make sure I'm all the way back. Yep. So I will have 2 Calyx units here to put to like supplies. So I don't think I'm gonna have any troubles because also the ceilings are very high. And so I think when I have 2 of these, I'm gonna be able to really just stack stuff on top of the Calyx units as well. And so let me try to get a different angle here. See if you can see. So I'll have 2 full Calyx units here. Maybe, I don't know if we'll be able to fit a third if we want to shut this door. But then I have another tray and I have these little things here. So I think by the time we get another Calyx unit here, the Calyx units in my bedroom closet aren't even close to full. I'm gonna be able to pretty much fit all my supplies, and then all my my regular supplies, my theme supplies are gonna be in those tubs, and they are gonna be in this closet, which I don't think I'm gonna be able to open, but this closet's big and really tall, and so I'm gonna be able to just stack them. So when I think, okay, it's time to think about December daily, I can just come, with someone's help because they're really big and heavy, pull out my 2 Christmas totes and work with them, so, and it'll just give my husband more space for his office, because now this will be completely cleared out. You're just going to have 2 shelves and that's it. And it's just gonna be way better. So, sorry, it's really messy. It's really hard to probably visualize how this is going to work. But so, you know what? It's not ideal. I'm going to have, scrapbook supplies in here. Most of them, and then probably half here, half in my bedroom. And then I'm going to actually scrapbook in a completely different room. But you know what? It's not a big deal because of how I scrapbook and because of how I work with kits. And I think this is going to be so much more open, and I'm going to have more creativity working out here versus in that little office. I'm going to have the TV. I can watch TV. I can hang out with the kids. We can sit here and watch Netflix and I can still work. And I think it's going to be great. And so I'm super excited. Putting away layouts is going to be trickier because, I was going to show you that too. So I showed you a bunch of my finished albums in the bedroom closet up above. And what I need to do is get them labeled so that I know what my most recent one is and I can put my layouts away still pretty easy. But I also have them in here hidden away. All the brighter colored ones, for the girls I put in here. It's just this yellow cabinet I've had this in my shop. I've never actually had it in my house. So I thought this would be a perfect way to store away albums, because just the brighter pinks and blues don't necessarily mesh with our decor. But that's a great way to hide those away. So I need to kind of get those organized a little bit better as far as dates, because then I can still put my layouts away in a fairly easy manner. Right now it's piling up, and I haven't scrapbooked very much at all. I've made a couple pages since I moved here, mostly for Get It Scrapped, but I want to get back into it. So anyway, gotta love all these piles. So now you've kind of seen our house, but just because our scrapbook stuff is spread out everywhere, I have scrapbook albums stashed everywhere, you guys. I have some albums there, and then I have this old, sorry, there's no light on in here. I have this old stereo that belonged to my grandparents, and it opens, and I have albums down there. You make room for the things that are important to you, and my albums are, and so I just made it work. Our kitchen has a ton of storage, and so what I did was we have this very old pantry, original pantry to the house, but there's no way I'm going to be putting stuff that I need on a regular basis at the very top there, because I had plenty of room for everything. So I put some albums up there. Those are actually, I think, all my mom's, the ones my mom had made, and so I knew I'd only be accessing them to look at them versus needing them on a functional level right now. Sorry, our house is a disaster area, you guys. And I think it'll be over soon. I think by the end of the year, we'll be fully settled. I think we'll have our other house sold. We're going to be able to breathe a little bit, and I can kind of get back into regular life, because we all have those times in our lives, right, that things go a little crazy and unexpected, and but this has been such a blessing for us. This move has been good for us. Life is so much easier, just so much less driving around on stress, and it's been really good for us. But now it's just, we need to get the stress of selling the other house done, and we need to get into like a regular routine here at our new home, and scrapbooking needs to be part of that because I haven't had a weekend with Angie. Our last scrapbooking weekend was in May, and that was a weekend my daughter had an appendectomy, an emergency appendectomy, that was really kind of scary, so it got cut short, and we haven't had one since, just because it's just been too crazy trying to get moved and trying to get the other house ready to sell and getting it on the market, because we did it all on our own. You know, life just kind of gets in the way, and when you're in that stress, like, that's kind of the last thing for me that I feel like doing is doing something creative. So I just have let myself let go of it for a little while, and I apologize to you all that I haven't been on YouTube at all, hardly, but I wanted to just update you guys and show you. I know my last video, I think I was working with a Vicky Bouton kit. I still have it on in the scrapbook room. I've made a couple layouts with it. I may have to let that go and just start playing with something just to get back into it, and we'll see. I haven't really even bought any supply. I haven't bought any supply since the spring. I know I really want to get my hands on some of the new stuff, but we're gonna have to wait until we're just gonna have to wait. I don't want to put any more stuff into this house yet until I have a place for things, and that's okay for me. I have plenty of stuff, so it's okay. But, you know, I can't like not get Maggie Holmes's lines. It just isn't a possibility. So I may miss out on it if they go out of stock. That's okay. But I'm hoping to get back into the routine of just scrapbooking and not necessarily buying a whole bunch of stuff. But I just want to get back into the swing of things and enjoying that hobby that is just a big part of my life. So thank you guys for being patient with me. Thank you guys for hopefully not getting too dizzy on the little house/scrapbooking stash tour. I will do an updated video once we kind of get everything in place. It'll probably be a month or two before everything's settled. And we get this desk switched out and stuff like that. But I just wanted to say hey and show you kind of how things were moving along here, and let you know I'm still here, and scrapbooking is still a part of me and part of my life, and I'll still be doing some videos. I might be doing some Facebook Lives down the road, and this is actually next to a couple really nice windows, so I think this will be great for lighting purposes. So I look forward to just kind of continuing things here eventually. So anyway, that is it, you guys. Just wanted to say hey, and thank you for your patience, and I'll hopefully be back soon with some scrappy goodness and some fun videos. So take care, and happy scrapping. Bye-bye.